Hi everyone, welcome to episode 38 of Mother Industrialist live show where we talk about entrepreneurship, parenting, and life. I'm Kenneth Chu, the host, and I'm also the author of Mother Industrialist over here. And Mother Industrialist talk about perfecting the balance between motherhood and business success. And I'm so proud that finally the book is out. And in my book, I've shared and also interviewed 15 mompreneurs that I personally know in the past 10 years, and I'm so excited that they could be able to share their stories, their inspiring mompreneur stories, and how they start their business because they want to spend more time with their children. And in my book itself, I shared the 3 P's, which is passion, purpose, and profit, which is the blueprint of you starting a business. So today I have this really awesome guest, and she embodies these 3 P's: passion, purpose, and profit. And I've known her through a friend who I've interviewed, and also she's also a mompreneur. And when I know about her story, when we start connecting through Zoom, I'm so excited, and we have always wanted to get connected. And finally, I'm bringing her onto the show. And today and she's herself, she's a mother of 3 beautiful children. She's an entrepreneur, she's a founder of Belle Ame Essentials and mommyventures.com. And without further ado, let us welcome Lei. Hi Lei.
Yay!
Hi, welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for making time to come onto the show. Finally we get connected, and you coming onto the show. So there's a tradition that in my show that every guest get to start off with before we officially kickstart is there's a question of the day that every guest got to post out to the audience and also to the next guest. So are you ready with the to answer the question of the day posted by the previous guest?
Okay.
Okay. So the question of the day posted by the previous guest is what empowers you every day? So the question of the day again, what empowers you every day? So give some time to think about it while I go onto our
Okay.
Facebook live to see if we are connected successfully and if we our audio are good to go. Okay, I can hear myself. So now waiting for your part. Okay. Normally my intro is very long. So that's why I have to wait. Okay, I can hear you. Okay, it looks good. Okay, I see some people coming on live. Let us know where you are from, and also say hi and drop a comment and introduce yourself so that we get to know you. And if you have any questions to ask me or Lei, you can always post it in the comment section. Okay, good. Now we're good to go. So Lei, are you ready with your answer to the question of the day?
Yes, very much ready. And you asked me what empowers me every day.
Yes.
Actually, it's not what, it's who. And
Hmm.
definitely my answer is my 3 kids. They are the ones who empower me. They, I, uh, I actually always say that they are my guiding light. So in whatever decisions or whatever step I make or step I take, I think of them, and they're the ones who empower me. Especially those times when I was very much down. They were the driving force. So yeah, who empowers me? My kids.
Wow, wow. That is so inspiring. And thanks for your answer to the question of the day posted by the previous guest. And now we can officially kickstart with the show. So,
Okay.
Lei, can you maybe we can you can do a short introduction of yourself, share
Mm-hmm.
to share with us what were you doing prior to you starting the business, and where are you from, and what's your background like? So, for the
Okay.
audience and the listeners who are tuning in now to have a better better understanding of you, to get to know
Mhm.
you more. So maybe you can share with us what is maybe your introduction about yourself.
All right. Okay. So yeah, as hello and thank you for watching, guys. And I am Lay from Philippines. And as what Kenneth mentioned, I already have three kids, three wonderful kids, and I'm the founder of Belle Ame Essentials. That business is about perfume making, but I customize it depending on the design of the clients, how they want it to be packaged. And also, I'm the founder of mommyventures.com. It's a blog where I feature stories of moms as well, and also the adventures and misadventures of the moms. Yeah, so to give you a glimpse of my journey from we can say like zero to hero, how I went through adversity and overcome it. So actually, the most part that made an impact to my life is when I lost my mom. When I lost my mom, I already had two kids, and I was living in a different city. My mom was living in our hometown. And when she passed away, my dad passed away ahead of her. So she was living alone because I'm an only child. So no one stayed with her. My mom was running a grocery shop in my hometown. So we thought of giving up whatever we had in that city, and we moved back to my hometown. So I have to manage the grocery shop that my mom left, and also to stay at the house where I grew up because no one will take good care of it. So there, and I thought um, it was blessing in disguise because yeah, I already have two kids, and I always think that I want uh, to rear these kids with me beside them. I don't want to always be going out and work and leave them with a helper, a nanny. So I thought it was a blessing in disguise because I will just manage my mom's shop, and yeah, that's okay. But since it's in the province, I felt that I was lacking growth. And grocery shop is just like grocery shop. I It's not my passion. It's not what I'm really enthusiastic about doing it. So I thought of making it big in my hometown. So what I did is I invested big money to some businesses that weren't really thought of, but still also not my passion. I had this thinking before that to make it big, I need to start big. So because of that, I lost a lot to the point that um, uh, we were already selling things in my house just to have money in our pocket. Yeah, sorry for that, getting emotional. So it was really that hard that we I was too risk I was such a risk taker, and um, I really as I said, I really wanted to make it big in my hometown because I, I'm I don't have anywhere to go. It's my mom's my house is there, my roots, so I don't want to leave that place. But pursuing that dream, I failed so much, and through that failure, uh, I realized so many things. And unfortunately, because like we can't find growth in in my hometown anymore, and I lost a lot. All the things that I have, all the money that I inherited from my parents.
Mm.
And for us to be able to survive, my husband needed to work in the city, so he had to leave every weekend to work in the metro the whole throughout the weekdays, and just go back again in the weekends. So that time, I felt really empty because I have nothing. I don't have my own money anymore. Um, and I felt that my husband he's going back to work. He's improving. He's advancing. But I was stuck in the province and just no growth at all. So I felt really empty. I underwent depression. I even had like experience that this part of my head went bald, no hair,
Mm.
because of depression, chemical imbalance. So I also had like anxiety, like I just suddenly felt of shortening of breath.
Mm.
So, and I just there were times that I'll just stare in the wall and cry, and yeah, just nothing. And that compromised my parenting. That compromised my parenting. I went through depression, but suddenly, just one morning, I forgot where I read it. I just read that it says somehow like this, that doing things over and over and expecting
Mm.
the same result is stupidity.
Yeah,
So
Insanity by Albert Einstein.
it's yeah, it's insanity. So like, oh my god, every day I just stare at the wall, cry, feeling pity for myself, and I do nothing. So like, okay, wake up late. You need to do something. That's when I started to uh, start small, because yeah, before my mentality was start big to make it big.
Mm.
So now I have to admit that I have to start small, and from then I look for some jobs that I can do at home, or maybe business that I can very small business that I can do at home, because still I don't want to leave my kids with a nanny. So it still has to be home based. And luckily, since my kids then were already attending preschool, so I already had some network of moms
Mm.
who are sending their kids to school as well. And they see that my kids were outperforming. And they ask, well, how do you teach your children? So then, okay, I had an idea that, okay, why won't I offer the service? So I started tutoring kids as well. And maybe a year or two, my husband had an accident, leg accident.
Mm.
And since he needed to, like every weekend, he has to travel from Metro Manila to my province. It made that time when he had a leg accident, he can't. It's hard for him to go home. So I said that I don't want it to be like this. We just meet in the weekends, and I don't want if I don't want like not to see you for 2 months or so. So I made a bold decision that we all go to Metro Manila.
Wow.
And gladly, another misfortune happened. Is that one night while my husband was away, there was a robbery happened in
Mm.
my
Wow.
house, and that also made him think that, oh, it's not really safe for my family to be left behind. So I think those adversities, those two things happened for a reason.
Mm.
The accident and that robbery. So we moved here in Metro Manila, and that's when I started to start teaching online.
Mm.
I teach foreigners English online. Before I was working with um, companies like Chinese companies and Japanese companies. But
Mm.
another adversity is, and another challenge that happened was the company required the teachers to teach longer hours. We
Mm.
were required, but I couldn't because I have my own kids to teach and attend to. So what I thought is just resign, go freelance, and gladly that my old time students went with me. They still attended class to me while I'm doing freelance. So what I did is like I put up my own website, so I have my own profile to
Mm.
show, and look for the some platforms where I could advertise my own service. So it's like going an entrepreneurship as well, because
Mm.
it's being a
Yeah, you
digital
are on
solo
your own.
entrepreneur. Yeah, on
Yeah,
my own, I'm selling
self-employed.
my
Yeah.
own service. Yeah, right. So and blessing also that I could give my own rate
Mm.
when I went freelance. So the income became higher while I just render little. or less time
Mm.
to it. And then, yeah, I just went on teaching. But then there was still an urge inside me that I have to go business. I think it's because my mom was also an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
So it was really in my blood. And yeah, I think I couldn't afford a big business. So
Mm.
again, I thought of, yeah, start small, Lay, start small. So that's when I started the Ame Essentials.
Mm.
And I, in between my classes, I do research at night. I study. I prepared myself maybe like around 2 weeks just to study the next venture that I want to. And luckily, when I launched, it was a success. And I could, who would have thought that that business could bring me to a national TV, a feature show where I showcase my products. It's like, oh my god, I was just like a few years ago, I was just like back in my room crying. Who would have thought that I would face um, yeah, Filipino people? I'm on TV showcasing, oh, these are my creations. And few months after that, I received my first award, and then this year another award. So like,
Wow.
wow! It my since it's really my passion. It's like, okay, if you really find your passion, you could go miles.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I went from like going through challenges to putting up my own business.
Wow. That's a very inspiring story, and also, um, I would like to congratulate Lei for winning the two awards, which
Yes,
one
thank
of
you.
the first award is last year you won the Best Choice Award 2017, and recently, in fact, before our show, I guess things happen for a reason, and this is
True.
really good news to bring you on live, and you won the World Class Philippine 2018, which is a, I would say, really honorable award, and it's like all your hard work pays off, and it's
True.
all because you dive into your passion and really turning adversity into opportunity, and that's where our topic of the day we're
Yes.
going to talk about, and just now you mentioned a few things that also what I've shared in my book, which is start small and think
Mm,
big. For you, I believe that the thinking big is there, and also to
yes.
start small. A lot of entrepreneurs, especially for mummies that I work with, a lot of them start really small. They start from their study room, with an online, with a website, or sometimes even with back then was using forum. They use
Yeah.
forum to do bulk purchase and stuff like that. They start small, really start small. And what you mentioned, that the number one mistake that a lot of entrepreneurs do is they start really big, because that is what being advocate, being taught in the market. But
Yeah.
I would say in today's context, you don't have to start big. If you do not have that capital, if you have that capital, starting big is not, I would not say that everybody will be able to achieve it. But
Mm,
starting big has its own downside, because when you start big, you may lose big. So
yeah.
that's why I especially for parents, and especially like for you, you have three kids. A lot of parents, they
Mm,
have one kid, but they are really struggling with their finances. So not talking about like having to support three kids, and starting small and thinking big. This is something that I always share with a lot of my clients, a lot of mummies who want to start entrepreneurship, is to start small, really
mm,
small within your community, because for you, you have already that purpose, meaning that when you start your to teach students, you know there's a market, you are
yeah.
serving purpose. But when and you have that thought of doing it freelance, and a lot of I would say a lot of working moms out there, they are so fearful of leaving the job, but at the same time they are struggling or spend or be able to spend more time with their children, but they are always stuck in this I would say stuck in the
Dilemma.
middle, stuck in that level, that they can't spend more time with their children, but they are also hard on cash, hard on money. So they are always stuck on that. But they couldn't make the decision to step in, that means to really do freelance, to get a pay cut and all other stuff. What was that? mm, what makes you make that decision to move out from a job and working for others and stepping out on your own? What was that thing, or that aha moment, or what was that reason? What was that motivation that pulled you out from the rat race, or from the corporate, and not
Yeah.
working for others and work for yourself?
Well, again, we go back to your first question earlier, the one that was posted
Hmm.
by the previous guest.
Hmm.
What empowers you, or who empowers me? And again, I go back to my kids. They're the reason why I don't just want to work for others. I
Hmm.
want to have my own time so I could give them to my kids. And um, another one also maybe because my mom was an entrepreneur,
Hmm.
so she also I also grew up with her just by my side. And like anytime I need her, she was just there. And
Hmm.
it was I visioned myself to be like that. I dreamed when I was like younger. I dreamed that I was a successful businesswoman, just picking up my kids at
Hmm.
school and yeah, have my free time with them. So that was my vision when I was younger, and that was the path that I'm trying uh, to follow.
Hmm.
So maybe my background and yeah, my kids. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's where I'm going. So
Yeah. And you touched a very strong point, is the dream that you had when you were young. You wanted to be this successful entrepreneur like your mom. And I believe, and this is something that I always share with a lot of parents, the reason why you should explore entrepreneurship. Because like for you, your mom was an entrepreneur, she was there for you. I believe in financial, because she has this business, opening up a grocery shop, everything she had to do it herself, and she can bring you by the side to do the business because it's possible. And at the same time, you are also learning what we call life skills from her, like her
yeah,
perseverance, her negotiation power
true.
with the customer. These are things that you learn naturally because you grew up seeing that. You may not be able to really assist her or even help her in the business, but you will see her. That's why there's a lot of times, and recently I talk about this, is our children see what we do, not hear what we say.
True. That's true.
So a lot of times, are we being the good role model for them? So for example, if you are in a job, as your mother is in a job, your father is in a job, and for you, all you know is, when I grew up, when I study, when I go step into society, I will find a job. But what if the job is not something that you want, or not something that you're passionate about, or whatever that you studied is not applicable in that time when you step into the society to get a job, to find a job? What happens? Your parents will tell you, oh, just go and study, you just go and pursue
Yeah,
another degree, study another course. But in
mhm,
the end, is that what you want? It could be
true.
just what your parents want you to do. That's where, when we touch on the point, when you mentioned about passion, finding your passion. But finding your passion is not as easy, like, okay, I want this sweet, I will get this sweet. It's
Yes,
going through
yes.
all this adversity, really pushing you to the limit.
Mm,
And I believe that everything is the universe. When you start, when say, I want something, or um or whatever higher power that you're going to ask for it, and naturally you find it. And through all the adversity, you found your passion, which is amazing. And I believe that for you to be able to go through all this adversity, is you have a very, very positive mindset, that
oh
you don't take
yes.
it as like it's crushing you. You take it as another motivation. And the number one thing is like, what empowers you, who empowers you, is your children. That's why I see a lot of mompreneurs, they are very, very successful if you step into business, and having their children as a backbone, as to be the motivation, to push them. A lot of them are very successful in their business. I would not say that they are earning a lot of money, but I would say they are successful because success success to a parent is freedom, the freedom to really be with your children, the
True.
freedom to be able to today, okay, what time should I wake up? What time can I spend my time with my kids? What which vacation can I go? Stuff like that.
Yes,
So
yes,
these are the
yes,
freedom that you get, but you need to put in the work. But in order to put in the work, you need to have that passion. And for you, the passion comes with a driver, which is your children, which is
yes.
where I would say a lot of parents will have that driver, but they are putting it into a work where work there's always limitation. Yeah,
Yeah.
and also I'm also curious that why do you set up mommyventures.com?
Oh,
Because yeah, because you're already having three kids, having a business keep on growing, and you have just set up like you were saying about a year ago you set up mommyventures.com.
mm,
Why do you set up? Maybe you can share with us.
mommyventures.com. I set it up because I also want to reach to more women, more moms who underwent same situation as mine, like lack of self-esteem or
Mm,
confidence because you were so dependent to the husband and you have no freedom of time or maybe financial freedom. And I together with the mommyventures.com, I created the community Mompreneurs Club PH so that I could have an active interaction with these moms and I could be one of the help or one of the bridge for them to explore entrepreneurship as well. So because I also want them to experience that liberty of time to spend with the kids and also to uplift their spirits because I admit it when I was financially dependent to the husband to my husband my self-esteem was so low
yeah.
because I wasn't productive. I could not execute what I want. I couldn't even buy the things that I want or I need for my like personal use.
Mm,
So I was demotivated. I and even the I think even the intelligence it degraded. Like okay, I answer simple questions like okay, what again?
mm,
So sorry for the but like I felt kind of yeah stupid. So yeah, we moms get that feeling when we're just stuck in the house,
mm,
dependent to the husband. So I want those moms to feel differently, be empowered, be encouraged, and also try to explore entrepreneurship, even just a small business,
mm.
but it could help their confidence. And once the mom feels good, the whole family
Yes,
is affected, right? Okay, no shouting, no bad vibes, no bad moods.
correct,
And the parenting is effective because you're happy. You're a happy mom.
correct.
So that's what I wanted uh, to what do you call this to explore and
Mm.
to
To
that's why I
promote
wanted
this.
to reach out to the other moms. That's
Yes,
the purpose of Mommy Ventures and the community.
yes, and I totally like the idea because that is also what I'm doing, and that's where the reason why I wrote Mother Industrialist to share with parents how to perfect the balance between motherhood and business through stories, through mompreneurs that I connected in the past 10 years because of my of me being starting off in a parenting magazine and advertising
Mhm.
sales where a lot of my clients are mothers, and I was a new dad. My daughter was born, and I got so inspired by them because to see them be able to spend time, to be able to have the freedom, to be able to embody the whole, I would say, integrate parenting and entrepreneurship together. Because a lot of them they start a business revolving around motherhood, like they
Mm.
sell baby products, they sell baby services, they sell anything that will help a mother because mothers really need a lot of help, and there's always a saying that it takes a village to raise a child, which is
Yeah.
really true. Sometimes it takes more than two families to really raise a child. So if every mothers come together to help each other to solve their motherhood issues, then it's something that will bring them together, And that's where I'm very inspired by all these mompreneurs that I've worked with in the past 10 years. And last year when I wanted to write the book, they agreed, and they are so happy to be able to feature their stories. And that's also the reason why I'm doing this live show, to share stories from Lay, inspiring
Yes.
stories, to really tell mommies that it's possible. Everything is possible. Don't lose your self-esteem. You have that you used to be that. You used to have the dream. You used to be that child. You used to be that very driven. But why all of this disappeared after you become a mom? Because of the self-esteem, your self-esteem drop, because you lose your
Yeah.
figure, because you felt that you are being dragged down by your children. Why is that so? And that's where sharing of your story, like a lot of mompreneurs that I've interviewed, brought them onto the show, and even my book, I want to share with the mommy community out there, or even the parents, even for the dads, that it's possible. Like for me, I'm a dadpreneur. Why? Because I want to
Mm,
spend more time with my children. I used to be in the media, sales and marketing. I've earned
mm,
like five figures, but the problem, I'm not happy. In the end, I'm losing a lot of time with my children. Like on the weekends, for us salespeople, is when our clients have time to meet us, and I have to sacrifice. I have to take out time from my family to really meet my clients. In the end, working so hard for who? To build someone's dream. And when I came out on my own, I'm happier. I may not earn that much, but I'm able to spend all the precious time with my
true.
daughter. Like the I would say the whole June holidays I'm spending time with her. And now she's back in school. I'm now back to hustle in my business. So and like for this show, whether I like this for this show, I love to interview and hear stories, and I want to bring this out because it's possible now because of internet and
Yeah.
technology. If not for technology, I don't think me and Lay stay in Philippines. I don't think it's possible for us to do this interview at all. And this is a message to share with a lot of mothers or a lot of parents who are listening or tuning in, that with internet and technology, entrepreneurship is for everyone.
Yeah. And it's more possible now because of the technology. So it's easier
Yep,
to reach to your market or to look for what uh, kind of business you want to do. So
correct.
yeah, we take advantage of the technology.
Yes, and I would say that now I have a lot of parents that say, Kenneth, I do not have the capital, I do not have this, do not have the time, I do not have the resources and stuff like that. I would say that if your why is strong, you'll figure out your how.
True. Yes, that's
And
so true.
yeah, and a lot of them when they say, a lot of them are not doing anything. They are just saying, but they do not want or even spend any effort to figure out the how. And
Yes.
because of internet now and technology, I can safely say that if you want to start a business, there's free content, free resources on Dr. YouTube. Like YouTube will be
True.
able to give you
Yes.
everything,
Yes.
a lot of free content. You can learn a lot of things from there. You can find something that you're passionate about and dive into it. And what Lay has shared, like when you found to make your own fragrances, and you founded Belle Ame Essential, you are so obsessed in finding how to do it and how to make it and how to customize and stuff like that. You are so obsessed because you are so passionate about it. Whether you are
Yes.
being paid or not, you will still be doing that because this is something that you're passionate about. So for a lot of parents out there, really dive into something that you are really obsessed. It could be like now
Yeah.
is World Cup. If you are so obsessed into World Cup, into soccer, you can even do a podcast. You're doing a live show to talk about your thoughts about World Cup, about soccer. You can do that and just persist on it, whether you get paid or not. So this
I
is
also
something.
shared,
Yep.
yeah, I also shared one time in my community. I said that really follow your passion. It's not because following your passion makes things easy. No, because it's not. Things
Mm.
are
Hmm.
rocky.
Yes.
But what if you follow your passion? If there are 100 reasons that you will fail, you will find 1,000 reasons why it will work out because
Yep.
you like doing it. So yeah, follow your passion.
Correct. And passion is something that I recently posted a quote, which is passion helps you to drive through all the rockies, mountains, all the challenges, the struggles, because passion is something that whatever happens, you make it happen. Whatever that stopped you, you will just drive through it, you'll pass through it, you will do whatever it is. But
Yeah.
like for Lay, you have that passion of starting something, and also for your three kids, that is the driver to drive your passion. And this is something that I would want to share with a lot of audience out there, that to start having that awareness of who you are first, and slowly you
Yeah.
can dive into getting the passion, because passion doesn't come easily, because a lot of the society, how they program us, how we are
Mm,
conditioned in that, we forgotten what is about our passion. We only know about our boss's passion. Our boss's passion is to build this business, to do this job.
mm,
You are just building his passion. But how about yourself? A lot of us, we have layers of I would say cement, that really cover up all our passion. And it's
mm,
only us to slowly uncover all these layers to really find our passion. And all through these layers, like for Lay, is through the adversity, through all the challenges, through all the ups and downs, through whatever misfortune that you have in life. But you have that positive mindset to keep on going, and you always believe that things happen for a reason, and that's
true.
where you are now today. If not for all those adversity, you will not be able to even appreciate what you have today. Like these two
Exactly.
award, it
Yes.
means the world to you. And also having time with your children, it means the world to you at the same time. So I'm just curious that how is handling three kids and the business for you at this point of
Yes.
time?
I think it's more of time discipline and setting your priorities. Because I always think that, yeah, I'm doing this because of my kids. I need time for the kids, so I need to set time for them. So during the weekdays, what I do is, since they go to school the whole day and they are home in the afternoon, so that's the also my coffee break. So during my coffee break, I spend time with them, know what their homeworks are, what are their needs, what are the things we provide, like things to buy, stuff like that. And that's also time I tutor them if needed. And I also make it a point that we have dinner together.
Hmm.
So yeah, because that's the time like we exchange stories. Yeah. So after dinner, I still have to work,
Hmm.
but at least I've spent time dinner with them already.
Yeah.
And Friday afternoon, I free my Friday afternoon because I consider it as my me time.
Hmm.
It's a time for myself. It's either I read a book, I go out with a friend to have coffee, and sometimes in at Friday night, that's when my husband and I go out on a date.
Hmm.
So yeah, I need also to balance that. And in the weekends, it's family time. So I usually don't set appointments in the weekends. So all the work falls in the weekdays, morning and evening.
Hmm.
So that's how I balance my schedule. So I have enough time for the family.
Wow. Well, and that is something that I heard a lot from a lot of mompreneurs, because there are mothers or parents that step into entrepreneurship, or anyone that step into entrepreneurship. They thought that they can do whatever they want. In fact, they can do whatever they want, and they can choose to do it or choose not to do. But that is also a disadvantage, because you have the freedom. You can choose to slack more, you can choose to sleep more and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
And that's why
True.
you mentioned that managing of time. A lot of them, they thought that, okay, I'm in a job, I have all this schedule. But in fact, even you step into entrepreneur, you need to have schedule. You need to
Yeah,
schedule
yeah.
certain things, but just that you have more flexibility in dictating what time to what time you need to do what. But when you're in a job, you are not able to, because a lot of your time is being taken by your employer or your
Yes.
bosses and the company. So you are not able to be in control. But as an entrepreneur, you are in control, but does not mean that you have to forego scheduling. You really need a schedule. Like for me, I send to
Yeah,
my
yeah.
daughter to school in the morning. Now I can do my live show every Monday. I will do a live show, be it in the day, be it in the night, depending on the guest. So in the afternoon later, after this show, I'm going to have normally I have my meetings in the afternoon, and the evening, like what you say, I'm like you. I will have dinner with my daughter, because after the full day of school, she will share a lot of stories, like what happened in school,
Oh,
and especially today is the first day of school.
first day of school.
Correct? They will have a lot of stories. So this is
Yeah.
something that I'm always excited that I want to be a part of. And by 9 p.m. she'll be in bed, getting ready for school, and that's where my work start again. I'm starting to
Oh,
work on my business
for the
from
same
9
schedule.
to about 1 to 2 a.m. And a lot of people say, Kenneth, you're not having a lot of sleep. But I was saying that I'm so happy about doing that. I'm so passionate about doing things that I love. I'm not tired at all. In fact, this is not a very good example, but I would say that when you're so passionate about it, you can't wait to wake up. You have little sleep. You can't wait like for 24 hours. You will love to work more like maybe 18 hours or even 16 hours. You will love to do that. And when you wake up, you are so dry, you're so passionate, you're like so motivated that, hey, I'm going to start a good day. Like even like today, Monday, a lot of our friends may be dragging themselves to work and say, oh, after a long holiday and stuff like that, they're going back to work, they're dragging themselves. But for us, we are so driven, we are so happy that, oh, Monday is here and we're going to hustle and work on the business and doing something that we are passionate about. So, in fact, time has really flies, and really, we have a lot of things to share, and I believe that Lay has a lot of things that she could share with a lot of working moms that's out there that are thinking how they can get into step into entrepreneurship or even to pursue their passion, because for you embodies the passion, purpose, and now you're profiting from it because you're adding value to people and people are paying you for that, and how to monetize from it. So Lei, can you share with us that, especially to the audience who are listening or watching, can you share with them how they can get connected with you if they want to step into entrepreneurship or even to figure out how they can pursue their passion?
Okay. You can reach me through email. It's ermitanolerma83@gmail.com.
Hmm.
And also you can reach me through my Facebook page, Mommy Ventures, mommy-ventures.com
Hmm.
Facebook page. And you can also join the community. I have the Facebook community. You can search for Mompreneurs Club PH, and you can from in that community you could post some questions, get advice also from other moms who are members of the community.
Hmm. Thanks a lot, Lei, for sharing. And for those who are listening and watching, I've already included the link in the description. You can click on it and find it. If not, you can always drop a comment, and Lei and I will be able to connect with you. And also, last but not least, I still see some more people coming on live. And thanks for those who are watching. If you have any questions for me or for Lei, you can just post in the comment section of anything about entrepreneurship, parenting, or life. So, last but not least, Lei, as I mentioned to you, there's a tradition where every guest get to
uh,
post a question of the day
mm,
out to the audience and also to the next guest. And I know that you're excited to share your question of the
yes.
day. So, maybe you can share with us what is the question of the day that you want to post out to the audience and also to the next guest.
Yes, since today we talk about finding your passion,
Hmm.
and my question will go like this: how do you find your passion?
Hmm. Oh, so simple. How
So simple,
do
but I think it's also complicated to
yes,
answer.
yes. How do you find
Find
your
your passion.
wow? Okay, so that is a very good question, and this question, how do you find your passion, posted by Lei, will be out to you who are watching and listening, and for the next guest. So, last but not least, any last advice for the mummies who are thinking of stepping into entrepreneurship or even to pursue their passion? Any last advice for them, Lei?
Yes. Advice is always start small. If if you really want to go, yeah, start small, think big. It's the best way and safest way. And for example, you are still working, you could do it at the side. So start small and know what your passion is, because through your passion, that's where you develop your purpose.
Hmm.
And what else? If there are failures, admit that you make mistakes. You know that you failed on something. Don't blame anyone else, because that's where you will move forward. That's where you will advance.
Hmm.
And that's where you could think of ways to improve. So that will be all.
Wow, that's a very good advice. And that also brings us to the end of the show. And I would like to thank Lei for making time. I know that you have to rush to somewhere after this call. And thanks for making time, and also thanks for a lot of advice. I would really love to
Thank
have you
you
onto the
too.
show, in the later episode, something that you could share more, maybe another good news. So last but not least, Kenneth here, author of Mother Industrialist. Thanks for watching Mother Industrialist live show, and we will see you in the next episode. And thanks for watching. Thanks for those who are coming on live, and thanks for those who are listening. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very
Thank
much, and I
you.
see you
Hope
guys.
you
Thanks,
learn
Lay.
lessons. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Kenneth.
See you.
See you after this.
See you guys in the next episode. See ya. Bye bye.